Good morning students. So in the previous chapter we have already seen the money. This is the second half of it, that is supply of money. So I have created a mind mapping map where you can learn the important terminologies as well. So basically supply of money is the total stock of money which is held by the public of a country at a particular period of time. That is what supply of money suggests. Now supply of money does not include two things, that is the stock of money held by the government and the stock of money held by the banking system of a country. Now you will be wondering why it does not include these two institutions, government as well as banking system, because they are more suppliers of money. That's why supply of money does not include the government as well as the banking system. Now when I talk about measurement of money, there is M1, M2, M3 and M4, but basically we will be focusing today only on M1 because in the syllabus M1 is only explained in a better manner. Now when I talk about M1, there are certain components which are included in M1 measurement. Now M1, formula of M1 is C plus DD plus OD. C is, you can say C DD OD, that is C plus DD plus OD. Now what does C? C is the currency which is held by the public. I have taken example like coins, paper notes, whereas demand deposit, that is DD. Now demand deposits of the public with the commercial banks, the deposits which are held by the public in commercial banks. So it can be transferred as well as withdrawn on demand. Now when I talk about OD, OD is the other deposits which include what? That is, I have created a short term to understand. That is, first is the demand deposits with the RBI of public financial institutions like NABARD. Second is demand deposits with foreign central banks and the government. And third category is which includes all the international financial institutions. That is demand deposits of all the international financial institutions which are included in the OD, that is other deposits, not overdraft but other deposits. Now when I talk about gross demand and net demand, simply they have given that gross demand includes the interbanking claims. The net demand includes that it does not include interbanking claims. So these two are very vague to understand, but I will be giving you notes in order to make you in a better understanding manner. Now term deposits, I have created here a short difference as you can see between term deposit and demand deposit. So I have done in a short manner. Now term deposit is, first difference is period of time. Term deposit believes in a specific period of time like FD, that is fixed deposit, whereas demand deposit does not have any specific period. When it comes to withdrawal, in term deposit any person cannot withdraw money as and when needed or as and when they require the money, whereas in demand deposit they can withdraw the money anytime they need. When I talk about checkable deposit is they cannot sign a check against these. If they have created an FD, they cannot sign a check and withdraw the money for that period of time. Whereas here in demand deposit, yes, they can withdraw the money, they can sign the check, and whether it is in a savings account or current account, they can have the money as and when they need it. Now who supplies money? So basically there are three main important heads here, that is RBI, central bank, commercial bank as well as government. Now what RBI does is RBI maintains minimum reserve up to rupees 200 crore in the form of gold and foreign securities, where the value of gold should be 115 crore. When I talk about commercial bank create money by way of demand deposit. It is also known as bank money. Government, the Ministry of Finance issue 1 rupee notes and coins in all denominations, which we have seen in silver coins or 5 rupee note in green. So these are all the examples where the government creates all the smaller denominations for the supply of money in the market. So basically three heads are important. Whenever they are asked the role, it can be asked for a 3 marker as well. Now when I talk about bank money, as we have seen in earlier, that bank money is nothing but the demand deposits which are held by the people in commercial banks, that is known as bank money. Now I have created this high powered money, as this is the last topic for today. Now high powered money is what? 3 components which is required for high powered money. Now high powered money is the totality of currency held by the public, cash in vaults of commercial banks, cash reserves of commercial banks with the RBI when they deal in other reserves as well. This is also known as monetary base as well as base money in economy. So these two are very important to learn the terminologies, as well as it can come as an MCQ, fill in the blanks, true or false. If you have any doubt, do let me know. Thank you.